Jones, and I'm here to tell you folks, the world has fallen. The fascist globalist overlords, they're implementing the Great Reset. You don't believe me? I've seen the tapes. Watch it, folks. Watch as these pot-bellied Zoomer goblins work with the Illuminati to pit us against each other. I promise I'd be a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
There's only one cure, folks, and that's liberty. And there's no better channel to find freedom than Fabian Liberty. Anarchy is order. Government is civil war.
You're offensive. Police lives matter?
We're just trying to do school.
What?
You guys have the same sticker as the others.
But this is our space. You're making the space uncomfortable. But you're white.
You're fucking a white male!
What is one way you combat racism? I don't root for white people on the sidewalk.
Man, don't stop you! Stop you!
They want your wallets, they want your guns, they want the wieners off your sons. Democrats.
Oh, we should film it.
So let's say, for the sake of argument, that all of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Children, they're spreading COVID throughout the population at higher numbers. And people are not entitled to turn themselves into deadly biological weapons by spraying disease-laden aerosols wherever they choose, randomly killing innocent people. This is not freedom, this is homicide, and willful ignorance is no excuse.
What the fuck?
Highest margin of victory yet. It's really impressive. Though, I'm starting to think he might have had help from the Russians.
Look at me, I'm a gay dog. I'm so cool, I'm so neat. I'll never have children and I'm sterilized. But the media says I'm totally cool. I'm a gay dog, I'm a gay fish. It's so good, and I think my daddy actually is. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live on YouTube, not on Twitch. It's awkward. Everything's set up a little bit differently. Like, I have to have an additional chat bar on another monitor. I don't have the emotes. I have to like type in one chat and can't do it on OBS. Shit's kind of wild. But you know, this is what Twitch gets for fucking banning Destiny. I have to go live on YouTube, so this should be fun. Hopefully we'll get some new people in here. Maybe discover some new people. Maybe bring them over to Twitch. Maybe if we like it and we kind of figure out how it works, we'll do the occasional YouTube live stream, so we can kind of build on both platforms instead of working so exclusively on Twitch. But for everybody that's here, thank you, right? Because like for whatever reason, you would think. I mean, like we go live with 10 to 20 people. And obviously Twitch be hiding our numbers and shit. Like last night we had like 30 people and we counted 65 in the users in chat. But like, you know, it's you know, like for whatever reason people won't click one button to go to a different platform. They're like, "Oh, you're not streaming on Twitch tonight? I might catch the VOD. Or I'll watch the panel when Chud Logic, you know, reacts to it or something." Degulag, I hate Twitch, LOL. I don't know. I mean, like as a company or as like a form of like viewing your content. You cannot dual stream to Rumble. That is a violation of your affiliation contract, Casimir. Like you're not allowed to live stream to other platforms while live streaming to Twitch.
I think he's talking about YouTube.
Oh, well, fucking my computer probably can't handle it even if I could.
Most likely not.
Yeah, my computer has enough problems streaming on one platform. Last time I tried to, before we knew that you couldn't live stream to Twitch and YouTube, I did that. And I think we were getting like 3 frames per second or something wild.
It was fucking bad.
Logic Rex. Well, scroll down into our section. You can follow us on Rumble, where we at least put all of our content that goes on YouTube goes to Rumble. Eventually, I would like to do like exclusive Rumble streams. The player sucks on Twitch. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, YouTube does have that pretty cornered.
Yeah. YouTube, YouTube in some ways is a better platform, but The problem with YouTube that I see is that like they should just take a page out of like Blizzard's book and just like when somebody else does something well, just copy that shit. You know what I mean? Like Blizzard's so famous for doing that with World of Warcraft or StarCraft or Overwatch or something. Like when another game is doing something well, they're just like, seems like a good idea. We'll take that idea. Like YouTube just needs to take the fucking idea that like Twitch has. Like just steal their shit. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason Twitch can't have an emote system.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome it.
I meant YouTube and Rumble at the same time. Oh, okay, but you can handle it through another service, maybe. I didn't really look into it because we're not YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like our YouTube is just kind of a repository of clips and things like that, and like another way to engage with people that prefer smaller form content as opposed to 7-hour streams. But that's what I'm saying. Like, stop coping about viewers, dude. Online users might also be bots as well. Did I make myself clear? Did I make myself clear? It's not cope. Like, I mean, we know. Like, we know our community pretty well. And we know people that, like, come in that aren't counted as viewers, and then, like, you mention something, and then they hop back into chat, right? Twitch is really bad about tracking viewership, especially in the lower, smaller area. Which is weird when to call ourselves, like, a smaller streamer, because the experience we have is apparently the same as 99.3% of Twitch, because we're in the top 0.7% of Twitch. So, like, I know that we're small streamers, but it's like if we're having that issue because of the size, that means 99% of people are having the same issue. Nothing much, man. Just fucking coming on to YouTube to see what's I mean, I think we did like one dual stream on YouTube and it didn't work.
It lasted for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but this is essentially our first YouTube stream ever. And with Destiny being banned, we have to come here onto YouTube. So I'm happy to see the people that followed. I should have prepared a bit. I was so busy like prepping for the debate that like I didn't prepare like a comedy bit to open up with.
Yeah, I just kind of showed up.
Who is what weirdo ends their, like, what country are you from? Like what country are you from that you end your sentences with like understand and like a bunch of exclamation marks and question marks? I understand that you're clearly not a Twitch streamer. You clearly haven't been doing it like nearly daily like we have been for a year, and like tracking your metrics and tracking what people say in chat and who people are, etc., etc. What's up, mad gentlemen? I feel like there's going to be people that show up in chat and I have no idea who they are, even though I know exactly who they are, just because they have a different YouTube name.
Probably.
You know, I'm going to be like, wait, who is this person? Oh,
I'm just rolling with it.
The comedy bit is that there's no comedy bit. Is that like leftist comedy bits? Like where I just solicit applause from the audience?
Anti-comedy.
So, yeah, so supposedly we're doing a panel with Destiny. I'm going to be really mad if we don't, because apparently he like ended his live stream like an hour and a half ago and was like, I got to go have dinner with my parents. So like he might not even show up and we might just be on YouTube just cuz, but I mean, fuck it. If we get a couple subscribers, a couple people on our YouTube, that won't be bad for us in the long run.
No, definitely not.
Damn, this is a lot of delay. Yeah, there's a massive chat delay for sure, but there's nothing that I can really do about that. Like I on my end, it's something I've noticed that like a lot of political streamers have. Yo, Rosep, relax. Notepad exists. Hello, Microsoft Word exists. Do you know that? Yeah. No. I've written plenty of papers. I prefer handwritten notes. Handwritten notes are part of they help me memorize, and like think of things, because like I don't actually read my notes. It's more about the process of writing down my notes and then like having like bullet points to refer to in case I forget. But for the most part, the process of like reading is kind of like part and parcel of like what's required for me to like do well. 11 viewers isn't that bad, not gonna lie. I don't know what is good and bad viewers in terms of the YouTube space, to be honest with you.
Considering we never do anything on YouTube, I would say 11 is really good.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh shit, Scott, do you or Mark have experience in hiring and supervising teams?
Supervising, yes. Hiring, no.
Yes, I was a census field supervisor for the post-enumeration survey, both Operation 4 and 5. So that would be, oh God, I can't remember the names of them now. But yeah, so I managed the state of Virginia, with exception of the DC area and the Virginia Beach area, along with northern Tennessee and a little bit of western West Virginia in just on the other side of the mountains.
And I was a de facto NCO while I was at Fort Drum.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Are you allowed to disclose the debate topics or not yet? Stardust didn't give me any rules on that. So the first one is democracy like actually working and representing the regime's interest or the people's interest? Is the regime representing our interest, kind of thing? The second topic is about the birth rates and declining birth rates and what can and should we do about the declining birth rates? And then the third one is there enough religion, or does religion have enough of an impact on politics? And if so, why do supposedly religious politicians not seem to represent their values?
I'm pretty sure Tom Woods is an ANCAP.
Yeah, but he presents himself as a libertarian for most of his stuff. But yes.
No, I
mean, like, to the,
I have not been exposed to him as a libertarian at all.
No, listen.
I mean,
like, if you go to his Twitter, right, it says libertarian podcast. If you go to a lot of his media publications and things like that, like the way that he presents himself to the world, because we're on YouTube, it's not like necessarily our audience, so I just put libertarian instead of ANCAP because, you know, that's how he's put it. Can I get moderator, please? I have no idea who you are, and you've come in here acting like an insane person. Why would I give you mod access? It's hilarious. Yeah, what's up, Shirano Show? Hey, we're just chilling on YouTube today. No emotes and no funny channel point redemptions, but, you know.
I'm pretty sure I just gave them mod access, like mod role.
Pretty sure. Oh, no. Looks like you timed him out for 300 seconds.
I don't know how to undo that. This is my first time moderating on YouTube, so I guess we're just all gonna have to learn together, chat.
Suddenly on YouTube, everyone's got photos? Yeah, that is a thing. Like, who the fuck puts a photo in their YouTube? Like, my personal YouTube is like a picture of like fucking, oh my God, what's that house in that, oh my God, the house in the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit house that Bilbo gives to Frodo? It's like,
oh, I just called it a Hobbit. It's like Bag End.
Bags in.
No, just Bag End.
Bag in. All right, whatever. Yeah, that's just the picture. and then our channel one is our brand. Monkey.
Dude, I guess people have to super chat to ask us to do things.
There's that.
Because like there's no other options for interaction. There's no
super chat.
Playing stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're not at 1,000.
Yeah, you'd have to go scroll down and go to our Streamlabs. You know, it's interesting to see chatter have a picture. Yeah, it is interesting. So you asked, Mark, what advice do you have for supervising a team, and same for you, Scott?
Well, that depends on who you are, Lucas, because for me, I'm a pretty type B person, so mostly I just try to put people into positions that I know that they can accomplish, so I don't have to really think about it, and I don't have to worry about them fucking it up and wasting my time, and then making it where I can't go home at 5 o'clock and get hammered.
I mean, the best advice...
This was Army stuff, though.
Yeah, the best advice I would have is kind of similar to what he said, but with a much better spin, which is know your team, know who's under you, and like know them at a personal level, right? Because if you maintain a very superficial, like, don't know them in a biblically, personal level. You know what I mean? Like, don't be involved in harassment and shit. But know what their wife or their husband's name is. Know what school their kids go to. Know the basic things that are going on in their life, and try and foster a relationship where you talk about things that aren't always work related, so that they're able to come to you and they feel comfortable coming to you when they have problems. But the second reason you want to know them is you want to know what their strengths and weaknesses are, so that you can properly assign, like Mark was saying, so that you can properly assign tasks. Because if you don't know what they're good at and what they're bad at, then you're going to be putting the wrong people on the wrong job, or shit that they don't like, shit that they're not good at. I know, Samariana, there's no cute emotes.
Oh, also, I went ahead and made Shadow Warden and
Mr.
Physics mods, so we had a little backup there.
Yeah, and don't give them a job that you can do, you yourself can't do. Yeah, definitely don't do that. But yeah, I think the most important thing is knowing their strengths and weaknesses. I don't know about always taking the blame for their fuck up. Like, there's some fuck ups that, like, Would you like to learn about our Lord and Savior Jesus? Oh God.
Give me your elevator pitch about Jesus Christ.
Go. You have 30 seconds, and that's with
of
the
Latter-day
chat.
Saints. It's got to be the of Latter-day Saints one, though.
Yeah, I need to hear about the Native American tribes that were warring each other. I need to hear about the lost tribe of Israel.
And how they can redeem themselves and become white if they just try really hard.
Right?
That is one of the craziest things about the Mormon faith to me.
I mean, they dropped that shit in the 70s.
I know. It's just like, Jesus.
It makes me think of that comedy bit from Shane McGillis, where he's talking about, like, the, remember the Titans situation. He was like, this wasn't like a long time ago. Like, this was in like 91 or like 71 or something, where they're like, no blacks on the football team. You're just like, and you're like, I guess applaud. Like, I don't know, man. Seems kind of late.
I love the skit he did about the first Alabama team that put one black kid on the team.
Right, and he's like this guy. He's like Alabama's 0-11. Those are our brothers. Oh shit, I love it. Your first mod role on YouTube? Well, all right, fair enough. Welcome to YouTube.
You don't know what you're missing. Just try searching women kissing. It's YouTube. It's what this country's been needing. A generation of kids who don't waste their time reading.
Oh, you might start guiding and training a team, and I have no experience, so I'm hella nervous. Oof, that is rough.
Honestly, that's probably one of the best ways to get it, though, is just kind of having to learn on your feet.
Yeah, I think another good piece of advice I would say is don't be afraid to ask your team questions if they know more about something than you do. Like, so many people get wrapped up that, like, they're the boss, so they need to have ego, right? And they need to, like, present themselves as, like, knowing everything. Like, do your best to educate yourself, you know what I mean? And if it's a question that you can answer yourself, right, then, there's no reason to weaken your position. But, like, if someone is really knowledgeable in something and you're not, like, don't be afraid to ask a question and be like, well, what do you think? Like, you'll get a lot of respect for being humble in that situation. Brigham Young turns over in his grave.
Ross, you obviously are clinically insane because you didn't figure out what happened.
No. We don't armchair psychology here, folks.
You know what? You're right. That's my bad. I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
But you clearly didn't understand.
To be clinically insane, you have to be clinically diagnosed. And this person clearly hasn't received the help they need. And so I would not say that they are clinically insane. Watch a shit ton of Jocko Willing? No, dude.
Yeah, from this distance, it does look a lot like that, Angie.
Yeah, I'm. Oh God, I don't know that watching Jocko Willing will really help you do anything except like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So Stardust will also be streaming. I think a lot of people are branching into YouTube because I think some of them see the writing on the wall. But they want to build an audience so that, like, when when they're banned off of Twitch for being like, you know, too right wing because they're a sock dem. You know, they have a place to go. But also I think it's just the fact that Destiny's supposed to be on this panel. So assuming that Destiny is still here, we literally can't do it on Twitch. And that will be in 1 hour. But first, let's look at this Tom Woods situation. This is insane.
I have basically no knowledge of this. This was something you brought to me today. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I saw the libertarians on Twitter were like circling the wagons to protect Tom Woods from this hit piece. And it is absolutely 100% a hit piece. Like there's no doubt about it that this is a hit piece. Right? That being said, this hit piece seems to have a pretty decent amount of evidence in it. And the fact that young Ripa decided to come out and be like, oh, fuck this guy, he writes hit pieces all the time, I didn't even read half that shit because I saw who the author was, fuck him, and like kind of took him off the platform. You know, I went into Twitter and, you know, I basically said, let me find the tweets. You know, he wrote this really long thing. Stating, all right, I've been tweeting a lot, boys. I'm trying to grow the Twitter. Nope, went too far. Oh, it might be in my replies. I'm stupid. Which is going to take even longer. Give me just a moment, boys. Yeah, here we go. Nope, different Eric July tweet. So let me address this, and this will more than likely be the only time. Being Libertarian, the platform I co-found, recently published a hit piece on Tom Woods. I was made aware of this, and I immediately went to check it out. Mark Wahlberg up at 2 a.m. and goes to bed at 8 p.m. Lol. All right. So, it was an article that basically alleges he groomed his ex-wife. I'd only scanned the first paragraph because I was focused on who published it. This is a guy that has in previous years not only been on a crusade against Tom, but has attempted to tie me to very egregious things. I chimed in with our team about who the author was. Another prominent chimed in about other ramifications, and the article was removed. So as long as I am part of Being Libertarian, there's no way I'd allow someone who has said such disrespectful shit about me published through us. Tom himself has dismissed this as a nothing burger and has addressed this. Me personally, contents of the article aren't the primary reason why I chimed in. Regardless of the topic, the unreliable hoe of an author won't be used in our platform. I fucking love Eric July for calling people hoes all the time.
Take the word back.
By the way, the Kai Clips dude who will be in the panel is a groiper. Even another reason not to be on Twitch.
It's a good thing we chose YouTube tonight.
Yeah, right? Okay, so the hoe was wrote other articles published through Being Libertarian about half a decade ago. We gave a mechanism where almost anybody can be published. Since then, however, there's been nothing published by the unreliable hoe and will remain that way because he's an unreliable hoe. Ironically enough, I just mentioned this approach in a speech. That is, that tying people to egregious things isn't funny. We're talking about a hoe that has tried to tie me to Nazism, fascism, various forms of bigotry. Crack smokers have claimed this is censorship. This is because they are completely ignoring the context and think that their personal beef with Tom or even the serious accusations somehow nullify the fact that we are dealing with an unreliable, dishonest hoe. This is the same circle of losers that acted in bad faith for years. Again, Tom himself has addressed this, and there's nothing for me to cover. I will not be joining any crusades against Tom. That unreliable hoe that has defamed Tom can publish on his own platform. Grooming is fucked up. Being unsubstantiated claims or reaching to come to paint someone as it is fucked because it's a serious claim. People that have long disliked someone will use whatever they can to paint them badly. To them, the ends justify the means.
Who wrote the article? Do we know?
This guy, John M. Hudick.
He didn't sound familiar.
He doesn't sound familiar to me either, but I'm less concerned about the author, as Eric July is, for writing hit pieces, with the actual evidence presented and whether or not the evidence is reliable information.
Agreed.
Regardless of the topic, though, there's no way I'd aid some bitch in his some punk bitch in his crusade because he's a punk bitch. I actually had a live discussion with the punk bitch and told him his partner about how fucked their practices were. I don't give a fuck if he had the inside scoop on POTUS. I would not knowingly have that crackhead published through our platform. This isn't about beef or mere dislike. We're talking about someone that has attempted to tie me in some way to some of the worst people in history. So I was like, well, how do I approach this? Because I read the article and was like, oh shit, there's a lot here actually. Tom Woods might needs to address this in a more meaningful way. Platforms on the right that are still on Twitch have handlers. Oh shit. I wish I had a handler. I'd probably fucking wouldn't struggle to pay bills. If I had
Oh yeah, we did determine we're right wing, huh?
Supposedly. All right, so I tweeted at him, I support your right to freedom of association and to dislike someone who has written hit pieces to bring down our movement. But I believe that we cannot be a lasting movement unless we are willing to shine a light on everything and remain principled. I will cover this story. Eric said, good luck, and that's your business. I said, you were a big inspiration for our move to Twitch, and you're still a big inspiration to us. And Tom Woods is a hero to anyone in the anti-war movement. These allegations seem to have evidence worthy of investigating. I hope you don't see me as an enemy moving forward. And then he said, I'm not sure why you would think investigating something would mean I would see you as the enemy. And then I responded, lastly, I just wanted to be clear that if a bunch of lefties on Twitch start to use my words, as we know they will, that I'm coming from a place of honest questions, not some fake ass trying to get clout by shitting on Tom Woods. And they're to be honest, that lowlife is part of the Faketarians, and they are prag-minded. Oh yeah, well I know pragmatists are all up in the Faketarians, and they are anti-Mises Caucus. Yeah. Mr. Physics, Tom Woods looks like he would groom kids. Oh shit, that's funny. All right, this song sucks. Fuck this song. All right, so this is the article in question. Now, I'm going to read the article, but as we go through the article, I want to click on some of the evidence, because I think it's important to actually look at the evidence as opposed to just taking this person's word for it.
Dude, my dog is so fucking jealous whenever Mika hops into my lap.
But won't come pet you or get pet by you.
Yeah, not much.
No, ridiculous. So here we go. Libertarian social media has been ablaze the past few days after allegations that noted podcaster and author Tom Woods began dating his ex-wife at 26 when she was only 15 years old. Those are the allegations. 26 and 15.
Does not look good.
Woods has denied the allegations, with a contingent of his fans claiming that the accusation is simply character assassination. However, the evidence released so far paints a different picture. They're saying that Tom Woods groomed his wife. And I don't know. We'll look into it. Because it's pretty sus. I'll give you the too long didn't read version from me before we get into it. Is that he's nearly twice this woman's age, and there seems to be circumstantial evidence that the accusations that they started talking, right, at 15 and 26 appear to have some credit because of the inconsistencies in the way that both of them have described their relationship. There's no hard proof. And in many ways, this can be this could just be a hit piece. But even still, the way that Tom Woods has responded to these allegations are not acceptable for me at this point. How old is Tom Woods' wife? They married at 19 and 31, I believe. Yeah.
19. It would be 19 and 30. Because he's 11 years
30,
older than her.
Yeah, 19 and 30. Was when they married.
Which isn't that's not a crazy age gap at that age.
Supposedly they got engaged.
If it started.
Supposedly they got engaged at 18, and then there are inconsistencies with the story because of what age she was when she was in Oklahoma versus what age she was when she was in New York. And there's been Tom Woods has changed the date, slipped up and said 2003 instead of 2002 or 2001. Tom Woods has been we'll see. her saying she was still on the phone because I was in New York is because I was in my PhD program in New York, and she was also in New York. And it's like, wait, what, dude? That doesn't make sense. And also, her sister has stated that they were in an ongoing, like, talking when she was underage. Look, we're hardcore ANCAPs here, and I don't want to shit on Tom Woods if the things are fake, but from what I'm seeing so far, it looks like he needs to come out and make like a much stronger public statement and explain this evidence and make it make sense. I don't think it's fair to just be like, oh, a hit piece was written about him, therefore, you know, I don't care about the motivations of the person. I care about the truth, and I care about our movement being not having creeps in it. And if Tom Woods is indeed a creep, you know, then we should acknowledge that. I mean, ultimately, the ideas themselves are what's important, not the individuals and the ideas. But that doesn't mean that we should just circle the wagons to automatically protect somebody if evidence is coming out. That being said, I want stronger evidence that he actually did this shit. Real question is, was she of enough mental capacity to consent to the relationship? 30 and 19 is still weird. I don't know that 30 and 19 is as weird as people. It's weird in today's context for sure. It is a little strange. That being said, just go to
getting married at 19. Getting married to a 30-year-old is very strange because, I mean, most people don't get married. Well, most people don't get married after a year of dating.
Yeah, I mean today, but I mean like if you would have gone back just 40, 50 years ago, that would have been pretty fucking normal, right? So I mean like
this isn't the Oregon Trail.
Right, exactly. I mean, I agree. It's still strange, right? And at the same time, people talk about like it's super strange, but it's like go to Tinder or Instagram and tell me that you don't find 19-year-old girls in bikinis, you know, with sugar daddies. It's you know what I mean? Like our society is determined that it's acceptable for like 19-year-old girls to hoe around with older men and to fuck them for money, but have determined that it's somehow disgusting to marry them.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like our society says it's okay if a 19-year-old girl has like thought pictures all over fucking Instagram and is like, sugar daddy took me out to the beach, and like an OnlyFans, right? And that's so socially acceptable. But like a 30-year-old marrying a 19-year-old is like, ew, that's so fucking creepy. That being said, I find both creepy. But let's get into this. So the scandal broke when Twitter user AlecJ14 posted a thread with screenshots, right? So we'll click this first. That Wood's ex-wife, Heather, considers their I met you / I knew I wanted to marry you today anniversary to be January 31st, 1999. The thread further went on to show, I don't want to say show, I would say like accuse, that based on her birth date, she would have only been 15 years old at the time. Additional screenshots showed that the two got engaged in 2001 when Heather was only 18 and married in 2002 when she was 19. In January 1999, Tom would have been 26. His ex-wife would have been... Oh, sorry, hold on. Tom dresses up when his girlfriend brings him to bring your groomer to school day.
Wait, is Heather the person in question?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they had gotten divorced.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like if 50 Shades of Grey took place in a trailer in the woods, it's a CSI plot. So here we go. They were married in 2002 when she was 19. All right, Tom Woods. Happy 10-year anniversary to my wonderful wife, Heather, whom I dearly love and who has enriched my life in more ways than I can count. So this is 2012, celebrating their 10-year anniversary. And here's proof of his ex-wife's birthday. There you go. Basically, I don't want to hear any Tom Woods fan call me a groomer for being called DeSantis Don't Say Gay Bill ever. Here's Tom comparing by retweet Florida's Don't Say Gay Bill to the one that defends childhood grooming. Don't care. And then y'all needed more evidence. Understandable. Here you go. So then we show this thread. And this is a type up from Fakertarians, right? So this in and of itself is supposedly evidence, but this is just a type up of their interpretation of events, right? So this isn't evidence at all. This is just the claim. Okay? Moving forward. At first, the only evidence supporting the allegations was the thread described above. Woods seemingly ignored the controversy at first. Not gonna lie, maybe I have a different discussion because it's not very weird. I wouldn't mind it, but it's not that weird where I come from. Yeah, I mean, different cultures have different things on that. At first, the only evidence was the thread, which is no evidence whatsoever. It just shows that they were married at 19, possibly engaged at 18, and it's kind of weird, but it's not really grooming. Assuming that the person was fully mentally able to, commit to that relationship. Then they talk about how he went into a narcissistic tirade. I don't care. Shortly after, Woods took to Twitter to deny the allegations, stating flatly that they were not true. He further explained that he knew Heather's family from her mother working for his magazine, that he and Heather dated in 2002, which is when they got married. And that she was extremely mature for her age. However, there were inconsistencies in Wood's stories started to show. The same Twitter user who posted the original thread responded to Wood saying that a Facebook post shows that he and Heather were actually engaged in 2001. So he's coming out like, oh, we dated in 2002. It's like, no, it's when you got married, you were already engaged in 2001. This very well could be a nothing burger, but you can't respond to allegations of grooming and then start getting the dates of your own marriage and engagement wrong. Right? Like, it does not look good to do that. I mean, you with me so far, Mark?
Yeah, I think I'm following.
All right.
It's not,
It's a nothing burger so far. But the circumstantial evidence starts to pile up. And it's not enough to accuse them.
It definitely doesn't look great.
No.
Like, something about this feels off.
Right. Woods acknowledged the error, writing that they actually started dating in 2001 and repeated that Heather was extremely mature. In another reply in which Woods was stressing about how much of an adult she was at 19, he wrote that she was going on 45 when they married. Weird, but okay. Taken by itself, Woods' change in his claim to when he and Heather first started dating could have easily chalked up to a typo or misremembering. However, after more evidence was subsequently thrust in the spotlight, the facts he gave in his denial highlighted the cracks in his story. Again, understand this is a very biased interpretation of the data. Not gonna lie, maybe I have a oh yeah.
Isn't it kind of a cultural norm for men to forget their anniversaries? Yeah, that is kind of the joke you always hear.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so then we have this one. Thanksgiving with Heather Woods. Oh, God damn it. So we have this one. Thanksgiving with Heather. Okay? Now, however, as part of the same conversation, she says the following, indicating that they were dating but far away from each other for several years. 13, 16. Yeah. Quote. Yeah. So I remember, over the course of the next few years, while we did a lot of phone calls, he asked me about how did I feel about the Republicans versus the Democrats. So this was 13.
Odd foreplay.
I mean, but it's also odd to be talking to like a family friend that's like, 26 and you're 15, or maybe it's 27 and 16, or a couple of years presumes at least 2, right? And you guys started dating and were together in, when you were 18. Okay, so let's listen to this response real quick.
But yeah, so, but I remember, over the course of the next few years while we did a lot of phone calls, he asked about Republican, how did I feel about the Republicans versus the Democrats? And I had said,
so it was sort of a trick question.
Yeah, jerk. Anyway,
I can't
I
hear
had
that
said
at
that.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Was that too quiet for chat as well? Sorry, it's first time on YouTube as well.
No, I've got the stream muted.
Oh, hold on. Let me play it one more time for you. Right. So this is from his wife. Again, from his wife at the time.
Normal than this sounds.
Well, now after I married you, of course you are.
Right.
But yeah, so but I remember, over the course of the next few years while we did a lot of phone calls, he asked about how did I feel about the Republicans versus the Democrats? And I had said,
So it was sort of a trick question.
yeah, jerk. Anyway, I had said that I didn't really like either because they all seem to be sort of in the same group, but
Right. So then she's just going on, but I mean, you can clearly hear her saying that they're calling back and forth over a period of a few years, several times. Right? Again, not really evidence of any grooming, right? I mean, it could just be a family friend and an older man that is talking to the family friend's underage daughter in phone calls, like while they're separated, right? Which is the presumption is that she's in Oklahoma and underage during this period of time. At the very least, she's 16, 17, and then, you know what I mean? And their apart time is while he's in New York. So
Well, literally, this relationship has zero margin of error. Like, they got married when she was 19. They had to have a 1-year romantic relationship that was passionate enough to get married, but also sudden enough to just have happened as soon as she became legal.
Right. And then on top of that, you have to recognize, though, that it could just be that when she said to, separate, right? What she's talking about is that they're living in that some portion of that time is her living in New York at the age of 18, right? And him being in his PhD candidacy, right? And so technically it could be that what she's talking about is not being in Oklahoma and being separated for a few years, but being in New York with him, dating, and even possibly married, but being separated because of his PhD candidacy, right? Like, even though he comes and sees her from time to time. So, like, I want to be very clear that this could be like they're going to try and tie this as proof that she's admitting that they were in Oklahoma. But, like, if explained adequately, it could be that they were both in New York and the separation was the fact that he's in his PhD candidacy and they're not living together. That could technically be true. But again, it's one more piece of like, dude, this seems weird. This seems sus.
Dude, it is so hard to read some like, I was just doing a quick scan for some stuff about his divorce, and like when it happened and everything, because I've kind of tapped out of the libertarian space for a little while. Super anti-Semitic. Every article I've found has been super anti-Semitic.
Oh, fair enough.
The first one was just like, I've sort of forgiven him for being a libertarian, parentheses, Jew economics.
Oh,
It's
God.
like,
All right.
holy shit.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
first line. It's like the first line of the article.
Right. So, moving on. Now, the devil's advocate position here would be that maybe this was directly before she moved to New York. This is not the devil's advocate position. The true devil's advocate position is that you're taking one specific quote from a podcast that could, when she said separated, right? I guess you could call it, right? Oh, sorry. Hold on. I skipped ahead. This is the Oklahoma portion. So the first one here, pause. Where is it? This one. Where the fuck is the quote from 11 minutes? Sorry. Or 13 minutes. I missed it.
Control F.
Oh, see, I skipped ahead. So this one at 13:16, this one you can. This one is completely excusable, right? And they're using this one to substantiate this claim. Now this is the 34. So this is where it gets kind of extra weird. Rather than saying that they started dating when Heather moved to New York in 2001, which is a story that Woods is still running with at the time this is being written, Heather says in the episode that their first real date was a phone call because she lived in Oklahoma, 11:34. Quote, so our first actual date, I guess you would call it, was a 3-hour phone call as you're in New York and I was in Oklahoma. But again, again, this doesn't necessarily mean that the next reference phone calls happening over a period of time were her in Oklahoma, technically speaking. This could be her in New York while he's in his PhD candidacy. But again, it's kind of fucking weird that you're like in Oklahoma, you haven't even moved and you haven't even really had a date, but like where does this relationship start?
Yeah, so let's see. Our first actual date, I guess you would call it, was a 3-hour phone call. You were in New York and I was in Oklahoma. And I think about 2 hours and 45 minutes of that call was
No, don't. No, I'm embarrassed.
Yep.
No.
First it was about Jethro Tull.
No,
and
it was not.
Yes, it was.
That is not true. I refuse to believe
No,
that.
yes, it was. First we talked about Jethro Tull and how amazing their music was, and
All right, so there's that, right?
Tom, if this is the story that's coming up right now, lean into that Jethro Tull stuff.
Right? So then they say, now the devil's advocate position here would be that maybe this was directly before she moved to New York, which it could be. However, as part of the same conversation, she says the following, indicating that they were dating, but far away from each other for several years. Yeah, so, but I remember, over the course of the next few years, while we did a lot of phone calls, he asked about how did I feel about the Republicans versus the Democrats. So it's interesting the way that this is framed to make the evidence sound stronger than it is, right? Which is that, and it's still sus. It's still kind of weird. He still needs to address this. But they specifically say, they said that she's in Oklahoma for this date. And then they bring up the several years and they say, quote, she says the following, indicating that they were dating. Well, she's not per se perfectly indicating that they're dating while she's in Oklahoma for years, right? She's indicating that they're kind of dating and there's a lot of back and forth phone calls over the next few years. Given that, quote, a few generally refers to 3 or more, this invalidates Wood's claim of having started dating Heather in 2001. It doesn't, not technically. In this case, a few years before they're getting married in 2002 would be 1999, where Heather was only 15 years old until May. Assuming, right, that all of these phone calls are taking place previous to their engagement. Right?
Which is kind of reasonable to assume.
It is kind of reasonable to assume, right? It does look bad. That doesn't necessarily mean, however, that is true, which is why I'm saying, like, dude, you need to present evidence. You need to get her to talk about it. Like, you need, if this isn't true, you need a strong statement and like, some form of documentation.
And be the smart play.
Yeah. Okay, so there's more interesting interaction with the video. At 13:52, Heather says, some of my instincts were kind of already in your camp, but because she can be heard whispering something, followed by the sound of laughter, and then Woods saying, yeah, that's okay. Then she continues with, because I was so young, I hadn't developed really theories around it at that point. That's the creepy part. So let's move to 13:54 or 52.
So I guess, I don't know. I mean, some of my instincts were kind of already in your camp, but because I was so young.
No, that's okay.
Because I was so young, I hadn't developed really theories around it at that point. So, so I've definitely learned a lot, and
that's awkward. And it could just be two awkward people, right? Like, he's a political figure. A lot of these things can be circumstantial, but all of this is in one video, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're pulling out quotes from like 10 years of podcasts and then trying to build a story from like an awkward moment that occurred, one time, one another time.
Yeah, so what, a 10-year anniversary like podcast?
This is a Thanksgiving podcast and celebrating family where they're talking about their relationship. It's really fucking weird that like all of these kind of awkward, not well explained moments are all occurring in one podcast.
Yeah, it's not like, like you were saying, it's not an episode, like pieces from episodes across the years. Yeah. That is interesting.
What's up,
It's
Svenska?
a huge fuck up if if he just fell apart in this one episode. Like, this is a pretty bad fuck up.
Right. So then, this breakdown was posted on Twitter by Faketarians. Don't give a fuck. An organization I'm involved with. Rather than responding to being caught in a lie, Woods went on rambling an utterly bizarre life advice rant. Though 18 separate tweets, Woods claimed that Alec was simply lashing out due to personal issues, writing that he knows is about 21, not the most popular with the ladies, insecure and drinks. So yeah, he's freaking out and attacking the character of this person in a weird way over Twitter. While ending with a call for the Twitter user to, quote, get his act together and leave an impact on the world for the good.
Clean your room, bucko.
Again, this has YouTube streamer now. No, it's just we're supposed to do a panel with Destiny, and I can't stream that on Twitch, so we're just on YouTube today, and it should be fun. Hopefully, maybe we get a person or two to come hang out on YouTube. All right, so so the next day, Woods claimed that those accusing him of dating Heather when she was 15 had now dropped that ridiculous claim. Wait, what? Who's dropping the claim? You're dismissing it and hoping that it'll go away. It's like, dude, man, you've been on the internet long enough to know that that's not how this works, right? Like, you need to address these claims head on, and if you're not wrong, don't apologize and show some kind of evidence, if you can present it, that shows that the claims are bullshit. I mean, like, get Heather to denounce it, get somebody to denounce it, get her parents to denounce it. Because, something, right?
Yeah, right. Instead, he's just got nothing.
Or at least show, like, hey, we were living in this apartment back then, and I was going to PhD candidacy here in this school, and, I wasn't getting that much time. That's all that she meant when she said that. Something. What time's the panel? 9:30, so in, like, 28 minutes?
Sorry, when did this article drop?
This would be, well, it says 7 minutes ago, but that's just because I've had it up.
Yeah, but it came out today. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that might explain why he hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you need to, well, I mean, it's been building. And it's like, okay, dude, putting this together, like, you need to say something. It needs to be strong.
Yes.
Okay, so the next day, Woods claimed that those accusing him of an assertion based on no facts whatsoever. Which is true. This assertion is not really based on any facts. It's based on circumstantial evidence. Woods claimed that the discussion had shifted to, quote, complaining that his wife married too young, seemingly in an attempt to distract from the outrageous accusations. Well, you might not understand all of the accusations, right? Like, talking about a few people on Twitter arguing about things back and forth. So, like, again, this is a weak argument.
Also, I love how it's written, where it's like that he. I can't do. It sounds like air quotes though, like in a doctoral program in New York. It's written very interestingly.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a damaged party? Why is this notable if they're happy in marriage? Well, they're divorced. But I mean, like, I think this is not necessarily about. I know that Casimir, like, I know we talk a lot about legal prescriptions and where ANCAPs aren't allowed to make moral arguments or something, but like, this is more so, I think, about the hypocrisy of the supposed hypocrisy, right? Of libertarians calling other people groomers. And this is probably a hit piece designed to distract from the grooming that the left is doing in terms of schools and the usage of the word grooming, and then them trying to be like, see, they do it and we have proof that they do it. And that's why this is probably coming up. That being said, this story needs to be either flatly pushed down with some facts and strongly countered, because the way that the internet is discussing grooming right now, it's not going to fucking go away with just calling people like 21-year-old drunks and saying that, like, it's okay to marry 19-year-olds when you're 30 and, like, just shut up.
Yeah, it's a pretty weak defense.
Right. Seemingly in an attempt to distract from he explained that, quote, all traditional Catholics marry young.
Not a great defense.
Not a great defense.
Not sure I'd be appealing to the Catholic Church right now, especially when you're being accused of grooming.
Right. Neglecting to point out that he was 30 years old at the time he married his 19-year-old wife. I don't, again, like, in certain societies
legal.
and cultures, that is perfectly legitimate. And it's also perfectly legal. Oh my God, Casimir. Woods additionally, and strangely, given what evidence was already public knowledge, brought up the fact that he was, quote, in a doctoral program in New York. He was. At the time he was accused of dating Heather, neglecting to mention that the accusation levied already revolved around a largely long-distance relationship that was reflected in the podcast episode. No, he's just not stating his defense clearly. It's very clear that what he's saying is, no, what she meant was that I was in a doctoral program and we had a lot of phone calls. Right? Like, just because two people are living in the same city, especially when you're talking about New York City, doesn't mean that they're always together every night.
I've never lived in New York City. I don't know what that's like.
I'm sure it's a hellhole. Woods, it was as if Woods, knowing that he could not adequately explain the first. Yeah, this is conjectural bullshit. Not important for the argumentation itself. So moving forward, they talk about him going on a rant. Nobody cares. And then he started attacking the character, the people that were attacking him, which, you know, they are known for doing this. I think it's fair from Woods to be like, these are from the Faketarians, a bunch of pragmatists that have been attacking me for years. And it's like, well, yeah. Yeah.
But are they right?
Right. That's the thing. Woods continued the article by alleging that his residing in New York while Heather lived in Oklahoma somehow disproved the allegations of dating her when she was 15, even though it had already been established that their first real date was over the phone, with a few years worth of phone calls following afterwards. That's not what she said. She said that there was a few years of phone calls, and she didn't say that it directly followed their first date. That's not what she said. You're making that as to what she said, and it's not technically what she said. Likewise, he repeated the excuse that Catholics marrying young, traditional, yada, 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 don't care, and claiming that he was mocked for this while neglecting to mention that he married at 30. Again, not really the issue here. A little bit weird and a little bit creepy by today's standards, but so then again, he wrote that the crazies are portraying me as a groomer, as if the traditional pattern of that involves an old-fashioned courtship followed by a 13-year marriage and 5 children. Super fucking fair point from Woods. You know what I mean? Like it is fair. Like, you're claiming that she had Stockholm syndrome for 13 years and had 5 children with him. But at the same time, this does happen, right? Like, young girls are groomed into arranged marriages regularly in the world today, and it's something that I think we should be able to call out. So it doesn't necessarily prove anything, but it is at least some circumstantial evidence on his side that, like, you know, was it really that horrible for her?
Well, I mean, now you're just making the gilded cage argument, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. In fact, a grown man having years of hour-long phone conversations with an under girl that started when she was 15 and which she referred to as real dates sounds significantly more like grooming than Woods wants us to believe. Again, the facts that you've presented don't prove that she was 15 when these phone calls started. They just don't. That being said, it is sus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that they were, like, got engaged right when she was 18, the fact that she's talking about being in Oklahoma, like the way she's presented it, the fact that she feels the need to have a sidebar conversation so that she's allowed to say something when talking about how young she was, right? Like, all of these things do build up to, it's like, okay, a narrative is forming, and if you have evidence to the contrary, you should present it. Faketarians is also also is comprised of ANCOM and LibSocs. I don't know that they're ANCOMs. I know that they had LibSocs though. Which, I mean, what's the fucking difference? A day later, Heather's sister Tracy made public accusations that Woods was lying about his relationship with Heather. Supporting the allegations of grooming, Tracy alleged that Woods maintained a relationship with Heather through phone calls, email, and online chat when she was only 15, and that he told Heather's parents that he was tutoring her in math. Why not be transparent, Tom? Phone calls, email, and online chat don't require bilocation. She was 15. For 2 years, our parents were told you were tutoring Heather in math, but I was there for those phone calls. Stop gaslighting people for pointing out what you know is true. Now, maybe Tracy has a political motive. Maybe Tracy just hates him. Maybe they got a divorce and fucking, you know, there was a bunch of bullshit is being said. Maybe it's been a ton of years and her recollection of events is colored by her bias of not liking this guy. Hell, maybe she just hates Jewish people. I don't know. But like when you have this story of disjointed circumstantial evidence being corroborated by the sister of the person involved, it starts to look bad. It starts to look real bad.
Especially when no one else is coming out talking about this.
Right. Tracer had earlier called out Woods for lying about Heather. So this was another one. I didn't know this one. I missed this one. Oh, here we go. How is she the eldest when she has 2 older brothers? I'm not sure why you'd so publicly make statements of this nature when Heather has siblings active on Twitter who can easily confirm basic facts. That's fucking.
That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, that just means she doesn't like him. Like she's talking about, like she's the eldest. He just as easily could mean. I can't see the tweets, but who cares? I'm glad I didn't click that link before. About Heather being the oldest of 13 children. She's the oldest sister. Her daughter.
Yeah.
Probably what he meant. You know what I mean? Especially when you're talking about things said on Twitter, right? Because there's a character limit. So like I've literally typed things out on Twitter and then like gone over and then like deleted things that weren't necessary to make it fit in one tweet. Tracy additionally stated that Woods came to visit Heather several times when Heather was underage, starting when Heather was just barely 16 in July of 1999. She wrote that, quote, "What happened with Heather was astoundingly inappropriate and never should have been normalized." And she's got pictures with the date written on it. She could have wrote it later.
So weird seeing Tom with a full head of hair.
Yo, she's got pictures. And not only that, but like the pictures supposedly have a date from back in the day when people used to do that. Varsity Grill parking lot, July 23rd, 1999, Tom and Heather. Tracy provided additional clarification explaining that Heather and Woods first began talking in an AOL chat room, after which they began a long-distance relationship without her parents' knowledge. My only point earlier is that...
Tracy, why didn't you tell your parents?
Right, I mean...
Not to deflect anything off of Woods' situation,
that would be her
but...
older sister. That would be her older sister when her sister's 16.
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like she knew it was happening.
Right, I'm just saying, like... I don't know. I like, there are a lot of questions here. Like having a photo showing that he came to visit when they were 16 and having a date and like where it was and names written on it. Now, maybe she hates him. Maybe it's a smear job. Maybe she just wrote that shit on there. And really that photo is from like fucking when she was 18. I don't know. Yeah, we got a Jose Marti's quote on. Just join. We're going to be meeting in here. Just join lobby at 9:30 and I'll pull you into the live room. Okay. I don't know what in here means. It's a group chat. Oh, shit. All right. Oof. After the posts from Tracy were publicized, Woods edited his Woods Derangement Syndrome article to remove some of his lies and misleading claims.
You could have. Oh, okay. There is the edit. All right.
Right?
I was gonna say, like, please say you linked it.
So he's got the archive. I'm not going through this whole thing because it's 9:16, but including the part about not being able to date Heather because he lived in New York and the part about how his critics had dropped the claim. He also changed his claim that Heather was the oldest of 13 to the eldest daughter of 13 children. It seems like an honest mistake, honestly. And wrote that the allegations were bullshit from nobodies. Bullshit from nobodies is the type of that's the biggest red flag where you're like, bro, why are you saying that you're not attacking the claim when you like try and tie it to like
Use ad hominem. It's just an ad hominem attack, which he calls out all the time when it happens to him. It's like, come on, man, you're better than this. You know that.
Writing that we did nothing wrong and I make zero apologies. While Heather herself has yet to comment publicly, an old social media post of hers seems to further confirm her sister's story. In 2021, Heather was tagged in a tweet from an account called Santa Decides by another Twitter user. The tweet said that, quote, your homie who is 26 with a 16-year-old is on the naughty list because that's gross. In response to being tagged, Heather posted a pic of herself from when she was younger, seemingly indicating that she would experience something similar to what she described. Heather, who divorced Woods in 2015, previously wrote that the divorce, quote, needed to happen for the safety of everyone involved. What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, well, this whole paragraph, this is the article right here.
Well, I think the photo. So 2021, your homie who is 26 with a 16-year-old is on the naughty list because that's gross. And then she just posts a photo. I don't know what that confirms at all. It could, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there's that's not very much. That being said,
it is weird.
It is weird. It is weird.
And it doesn't look great. But that line, that it needed to happen for the safety of everyone involved, that is a lot to unpack.
Here we go. Here's an awkward pub PSA, y'all. I am divorced. Tom and I have officially divorced for 3.5 years. Yes, I'm Catholic. Yes, I filed the papers. No, I'm not embarrassed by it. It needed to happen for the safety of everyone involved. If it makes you feel better, the church says the annulment would be granted on 4 separate counts. I haven't gone through with it yet because it doesn't matter to me at this point. Please stop introducing me as his wife or playing along when someone else does. Please stop calling him my husband or assuming I'm still married because I don't have an annulment. I'm not married. I'm okay with this. If others aren't, oh well. It's very difficult to show your children how to move on when people are intent on keeping you locked into a specific role while others don't know, etc., etc. I know this is awkward, and I'm sorry. This has to be done this way, but trust me, I needed to. Thanks all. P.S. I just realized today is April Fool's. This is not a joke. Again, it's not just for the safety of everyone involved. It's also saying that there was 4 separate counts that the Catholic Church would have accepted an annulment.
Which, I don't know their standards, but, like, they're pretty anti-divorce.
Usually you need to have cheating. You need to have cheating, like, and, like, you tried to stop the cheating, and it wouldn't go away. So, like, they have, like, left the marriage, like, because that's, like, how it is in Matthew, I think. The idea is that, like, if someone consistently cheats on you, then they have already left the marriage or whatever. It's like Jesus, like, kind of like, Jesus, like, adding, like, a little fucking asterisk to, like, the laws of Moses. Right? It's like, if they cheat on you, if you're a natural-born eunuch is one of them, right? So, like, if someone is infertile and unable to give you children.
Which they've got 5 kids, so it's not that one.
It's not that one, right?
Well, unless, some other weird shit was happening.
Right, but the Catholic Church will accept, like, serious physical abuse, sexual abuse to the children, or, like, a danger to the parties involved as well. I'd have to look into the annulment process, but I know that those are part of it as well.
She might have picked that one just because it was easiest and vaguest.
Right. Well, she didn't get the annulment. She just filed for divorce legally. And so people are like, you're still married. And she's like, I don't want to go through with that.
I'm talking about with the for the safety of everyone involved.
Right.
That's why she said that instead of naming this all the specific counts she would use.
Right. Or she just doesn't want to put it out there, which is why she didn't get the annulment in the first place. Yeah, no, just cheating doesn't usually do it for the church, but like if someone cheats on you regularly and like you go to counseling and they're still cheating on you, then they'll usually do an annulment. I mean, because like literally the Bible says like if someone like consistently leaves the marriage and abandons the wife, that like you can consider that a divorce.
The Mormons are against fornicating in the wife.
So yeah, that's the evidence presented against Tom Woods. And a lot of big libertarians are like circling the wagons saying, well, this is a hit piece, shut up. It is a hit piece. And a lot of the data is presented in a really biased and fucked up way. But there's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, and...
A lot. And I think in terms of actual evidence that would be approved at a court of law would be her sister claiming it, as well as a photograph that is dated with the two of them at a time where she was underage. Now, that wouldn't prove that they were dating, but it would prove that they were together and that they knew each other. And supposedly he was helping tutor her in math, according to her sister.
And nobody else from that family is coming out to like speak on his behalf or anything. Like there's not an overwhelming swell from the rest of the family.
Right.
Trying to be like, no, that's not quite how it was. But I mean, this is rough.
Also, if you're here, I'm about to go start the panel here in just a minute. But if you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Because, you know, if this goes well, we may start doing like a once a month stream on YouTube to build the YouTube and Rumble audience, so that there are like some exclusive live stream footages that aren't on VODs on Twitch to kind of pull people to the YouTube from time to time, as well as eventually, if it does well enough, we'd like to move that over to Rumble and build an audience on Rumble. So just scroll down, and in the description of the video, there's our Rumble link as well as our Twitch link. If you're coming here, we are Twitch streamers, like almost exclusively Twitch streamers at this point, though our YouTube does, you know, post some videos and stuff. But we can't stream on Twitch because, you know, apparently Destiny is going to be here. Isn't there a clause for cheating with the same sex as in marital fraud or something along those lines? Dude, the weird laws around what is, quote, a natural born eunuch and what is abandoning the marriage gets like technical. Yeah, and like the stream.
Is that called fraudage?
And if you don't like the stream, dislike the stream. Because YouTube cares about engagement. They don't actually care about likes to dislikes ratio. So if you're like, fuck you, I'm not liking it, dislike it. I don't give a fuck. All right, what time is it? 9:24.
It is 9:24.
I'm going to take a quick pee, and then I'm going to go hop in Stardust's chat.
Oh, no ad breaks this time. It's just pure, unadulterated me. All right, now he's out of the room. It's too late for him to stop me. Everybody, go to bad websites. Broken links, error 404s, all of them. Just type it up. I really don't know what to do right now. Plus, it's super fucking delayed. Like I've got it up on my two monitors, and it is so far behind. Twitch has a delay, but it's like 2 seconds usually at worst for me. It's like almost 10 seconds. Or if it's got anything to do with Scott's computer. Like if he had a better PC with the delay, fuck off. I'm probably being stupid. Keep forgetting we're on YouTube and almost going to the wrong tab. I'm gonna turn that fucking music down. That was a lot. Oh, there's the flush. Well, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Fair enough. Hygiene is important.
Unlike as
I'm so glad I went ahead and took my hand off the button before you said that. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have heard it. But I heard it, and I'm distraught. Can't
What
believe
I
that
said,
happened.
Chet, was, unlike Asmongold, I don't have a clean dick. Anybody that watches Asmongold streams knows that he comes back really quick from the bathroom, and people are like, "Did you wash your hands?" And he always says, "Oh, would I wash my hands? I got a clean dick." Because I was washing my hands. Mark taking over the show? Yeah, YouTube is just going to be Mark. All right.
Fuck that.
All right, Mark will be watching you in the chat. All right, boys? We will be watching you, so behave. We're going to go hop into Stardust's Discord.
This is going to be an interesting experience. Have fun.
Okay, so apparently Destiny is going to be there, but Destiny's going to be like 30 minutes late. He said blame his parents.
Honestly, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's Destiny. He gets to fucking be late to shit. That's kind of how that works.
Even, like, yeah, I get that, but like 30 minutes, that's not that bad.
Yeah, people are going to be introing and bullshitting, and then like he'll have to come in like a couple minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, boys. See you soon on the other side. Oh my gosh, this song is like Christian pop. No, you get out of here. Literally 1984? What's 1984?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, guys.
What's up, girl? I heard
Hi.
Destiny was going to be late.
Yeah, he's running about 30 minutes late, so we'll probably spend the first 30 minutes of this show just ugly crying. I hope you're ready for that.
You know,
we wouldn't want to keep the star attraction of the show.
Yeah, right? So like I did my first YouTube stream today, obviously, because, you know, can't be on Twitch. And better than I thought it would do. Like I legit thought I was just gonna sit there with like one person. I was like, oh shit, like half my normal viewers are like here hanging out. I was actually surprised how easy it was to just like stream on YouTube for a day. I might do the occasional YouTube stream after this. It's been a somewhat decent experience.
I've been doing them. I used to do them once a week, but now I've been doing them like every other day, I think. It's, you know, it seems like a pretty good thing. Hi, Kai. Also, Flamenco, are you turning the doggo, the dog?
Oh yeah, give me like a second. I'm also playing Rust while I'm.
Hi, Kai.
Here.
What's going on, guys? I'm gonna deafen real quick because I gotta start my stream, but we'll chat in a minute.
Okay.
Everything, you know what, Kai? I love the way Kai looks, mostly because I don't know who they are, but also because everything looks better through a fisheye lens.
I want Kai to do the full American Psycho opening monologue.
What is the open? Is that the one where he's putting lip balm on and stuff?
Yeah, it's him going through his like routine and shit.
Yeah.
That's literally me before every
I use
stream.
an exfoliating scrub.
Yeah.
Because it's important to get the dead skin follicles off of your nose, or whatever the fuck it is. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, I was nervous that I was going to be here by myself for the first 10 minutes of this, and that it was going to be really awkward.
All right, bye. 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 back. Did you have fun being by yourself?
I wasn't fully by myself, so it was okay.
Sorry, I like looked in my camera and I was like, oh man, I don't have my incense. I don't have my oh my god, what is it called? Oh my god, what are those fucking hippy dippy fucking liquid essential oil diffuser?
Oh, what's Nick doing here? Hi, Nick.
Hey, Stardust. I just wanted to join the call so I could deafen.
I love it. I love it. How's Stardust chat doing? Huh? How are they doing?
They want the dog. They want Flamenco to show his dog.
Yeah, give me a
avatar.
second. It's Discord. Discord's been like really fucky for the last couple of weeks with video.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
Stardust
the
is
level
the host
of
of the panel,
disrespect that somebody would join here just to deafen, just to be a third deafened person. Okay, well, he left.
There we go. There we go.
Wait, this is what we're dealing with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
He's serious business. Don't underestimate
Part
the
of
dog.
it's part of the branding.
Yeah. So this is very awkward. We got as usual, the beginning of any Stardust stream is very awkward because we've got okay, well, hello.
It's just because you got mashed potato brains, right?
By the way,
I don't. For your information, okay?
That's what I heard.
Sorry.
I heard. Listen, I heard that you have mashed potato brains, and I heard if you follow anyone on Twitter, they're a confirmed Nazi. That's what I heard.
Oh, we're going based off of like rumors about me then.
Yeah. This is politics on YouTube. Is it different than Twitch? Is it any less full of drama? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the landscape here.
more slurs here.
More
Star,
slurs,
when
okay.
you're on YouTube, you're gonna want to hit there's a something in the streaming thing that makes it like you have like a huge delay right now.
Oh,
I do
she
too.
She can't turn that off though midstream. I don't think.
No,
The-
but
the
next
low
time when you
latency
do it,
mode.
low latency.
Oh,
that's for
Yeah.
Oh, how do I do that? I'll do it
So
right now.
go in. Well, you can't do it right now because you're already. Well, actually, you could if you end the stream real quick. Go into your live stream analytics settings and make sure that you turn off auto stop, and then end the stream, and then just switch it to low latency mode real quick.
because it's so much better. Like low latency is a must for streaming. All right, good luck, everybody.
Sorry.
Wait. What do I do? Where do I go?
I did the
Okay,
same thing.
go onto your YouTube like live stream, and then press analytics. You should get a dashboard view of your live stream. Go into like the leftmost tab. Make sure you click on the turn off auto stop, and then stop your stream, and then switch it to like low latency
I go
mode.
into studio?
Yeah, share your screen real quick, and I'll walk it down for you.
Well, I don't want everybody online to see my screen.
No, I mean
I'll just-
on Discord. On Discord.
Yeah, they'll see it then, though.
Oh, okay.
So I go to analytics on studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then where do I go?
It should be in the leftmost tab. It should have like stream settings or something like that.
Yeah, I saw the same thing like as an option when I went with because I have Streamlabs OBS, and I was like latency, high latency, low latency, normal latency. I guess normal. So I was like, the moment you said that, I was like, oh, I made the same mistake. No wonder my chat is so far behind.
Okay, analytics. Okay, and then okay. So you're saying I have to end stream real quick to do that?
Yeah, make sure you turn off auto stop before you do it.
Chat, don't go anywhere. Stay here.
Yeah, no. Fuck that chat. We're just gonna deal with the delay and we'll fix it next time.
The tech difficulties at the beginning.
Well, she's not used to YouTube's like setup, so it's to be expected.
Same. I had no idea. Mine's on normal latency. I was just like, I'm a
yeah.
Twitch streamer. I don't know what to do here.
Wait, does YouTube have different stuff? I don't know because
Yes,
I don't know what it
absolutely.
correlates to, like whether Twitch is very different from Cozy, like whatnot.
So
but
Twitch
I
does
stream-
it. Twitch does it server side and doesn't give you the choice. And so what you have to do is you have to kind of guess what your audience size is and how many people you're gonna have, and then see how much they're going to throttle you in terms of the options for the people that are watching. So like if you're a small streamer, if you're at like 10 or less views within like the first like 15 minutes, right? What'll happen is if you're uploading at like 1080, it'll lock your stream at 1080. There will be no 720 or 480 or 360p versions because they're just like they're prioritizing it for larger content creators. And so like if someone's on their phone on like their phone data and you know what I mean, like they don't have like a brand new iPhone or something, like it'll lag them out so completely like they can't use video.
So added delay is none. I do ultra low latency or just low?
Ultra low latency.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me about this later too, because I am I've never changed
for your thing. I'll teach you how to do it through Restream, so you automatically have it set up. It's really a pain in the ass.
Well, because I have it streaming just through Streamlabs. It streams to both at the same time. I don't know.
I'm using Restream as well.
Oh boy!
Don't say that on stream.
They're gonna tear you apart or what?
It's a violation of Twitch's affiliation contract.
Oh, I'm not on
Twitch. Bruh, dude. Twitch is so awful, man. Everybody needs to just come to cozy.tv and hang out.
Well,
Twitch is awful.
You know, girls aren't allowed there, so I mean.
Well, we're being pretty progressive. We're letting Politically Provoked on there, but it's under the condition that Brittany wears a burqa on the first stream and that the rest of the guys eat onions. So
That's
why onions?
That's amazing.
That was a big bit back in the day. So there's this like call that the guys were having, and Nick was explaining how he's been getting bored of food. So he saw this YouTube video where this guy was making like food from back in the days in the early American times, and one of them was like just grilling up an onion. And for some reason, the grilling part, the cooking onion part, was lost in translation, and people just started eating onions. And so there was a stream where like 5 or 6 of us just ate onions like apples. And it sucks, dude. The taste of onion stains your mouth for 3 days. Everything feels like your tongue's been burned. So, and it's also because onions increase testosterone. But
sounds like you need to eat more onions because you got a bitch mouth.
Really?
Just not getting enough onions in your diet, bro.
I just I need to shoot myself to build up the bullet tolerance. The same principle applies. If I step on small fires for long enough, eventually I'll be able to step on big fires, and then I can just stand in fire at the end of the day.
Exactly. That stands to reason. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Those protesters that light themselves on fire, they don't die.
No,
obviously. They don't die.
They've practiced it.
They're
trained professionals.
They're trained. You get it.
They touch matches for like 3 years, and then they're like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." It's gonna sting a little bit, but my fire resistance is already. Dude, I wish life worked like a fucking RPG. Holy shit.
Dude, my stream deck is all set up for Twitch, and I realize that like all of my buttons are useless.
Bruh, yeah. I need one of those. I need one of the little keypads, like switching scenes. I'm like a hacker in a video game.
Dude, it's so much easier. Like you just hit a button.
Yeah, real and true.
They're not that expensive.
Hey, when's Destiny getting here? When's Destiny Hitler Benel II getting here?
He's running 30 minutes late.
Okay.
He ended his
He was with his parents.
Like,
he's got to be the diva.
Dinner. He was like, I got to go eat dinner with my parents.
Okay.
And people were like, yo, is this even happening? And I'm like, yo, if this isn't happening, I'm not fucking going to YouTube. Right? Like fucking like my whole audience is on fucking Twitch.
It's happening.
Nah, you gotta get the Band-Aid ripped off for too long.
That's true. That's true. Because I mean, like, let's be honest, right? Like, if you're not like extremely progressive, eventually you're gonna reach an audience size large enough to like piss off a journalist, and then you're gone, right? Like you're gone from Twitch. So
well, I mean that's how it works on YouTube too. Like the second that you you can get away with a lot of shit, but the second you make problems for the website via like an article or something like that, that's when they start fucking with you.
Yeah, I mean that's presumably what I figured. Like, you know, so like I've been putting VODs on YouTube, right? And I have a couple of YouTube videos that are like, you know, just kind of side project type stuff. Occasionally I'll put out a YouTube video. And then I've been telling everyone, like, go follow us on Rumble, right? Because I want to have my stuff stored at least in one version of alt tech. And it is impossible. It is impossible to get Twitch people to just like click 2 buttons to leave Twitch for just a second and follow you. It's like, dude, you don't even have to like watch any of the
You're
content.
so cozy.
You gotta
You're so
do it
comfy.
like on a daily basis. You gotta do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, the struggle is real. The struggle is real to get people to go to Rumble.
Yeah.
Odyssey is a really good website too for just having your stuff on other sites simply because it automatically uploads
The
back
problem,
onto
so like people give me crap
from
for not
YouTube.
having my stuff on Odyssey, and I'm like, look, I can put stuff on Odyssey, right? But like, what is that accomplishing if I just put videos up there and then I ignore the community? Because like at the end of the day, like I only have so many hours in a day to like engage with like a specific platform in a community and like build stuff there. So it's like, I just don't really see the point when people are like, oh, everything's on BitChute and on Rumble and on Odyssey. And it's like, dude, just fucking pick one. So
well,
that you have a place where your
Odyssey
videos
is
are
just
stored.
good for its like automatic upload, so you don't have to like fuck
Yeah.
with anything.
Rumble does the same thing. All you gotta do is click
Yeah.
a button like every now and then to like, because it like stores it for you just to make sure that like you don't, that like it releases when you want to release it.
That's kind of how
Mhm.
YouTube is, though. Like, I stream all the stuff to YouTube, and then I just, like, set the video to private after it streams, and I can, like, edit out copyrighted music or whatever. But it's really easy, actually.
Hmm.
And as long
Yeah.
as I don't, you know, severely break TOS, you can just re-upload them.
I mean,
that's a nice way
I
for
just use
Bracknell to
pretzel
use.
rods. Like we just got a premium membership, so everything is like DMCA safe. And like I like if I put up like a 3-hour stream, there might be like one thing that they give us like a content thing on, but it's so much less of a hassle in terms of DMCA to just have music running in the background that like you don't have to worry about.
So true. Literally the case.
So,
oh, man.
So since we're waiting, I guess the first topic can be: do you guys think that Destiny's a terrorist for killing Hassan's dog?
I'm sorry.
Oh
what?
yeah, didn't that happen on the
Is that a thing?
r/place thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
on r/place, he like.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Hold on. Pause real quick.
He's so
So
cool.
I'm 31, right? And I feel like that's all you need to know why I don't give a fuck about this conversation.
Yeah. You just care about like economics and
I mean, you know-
trigonometry.
Dude, fuck trigonometry. Yeah, trigonometry was the worst.
What do you care about? What are you most passionate about, Fabian Liberty Scott?
From a political perspective or in my life?
Both.
In my life, my children, hands down.
Based. Good answer. Good answer.
From a political perspective, I would say anti-war and education. Fighting for school vouchers, school choice, fighting to get people out of public education system and getting additional homeschooling. And I have no problem using the state government to move in that direction, such as like saying, look, if you're homeschooling your kids, then you should get $1,000 a month because the state is paying $11,000 to $13,000 a month. I'm sorry, a year for your children to be in school. So why are homeschool parents being like not getting the same benefits that people that go to public education? Those would be my
So
two biggest
true.
things.
So true. And then, yeah, this is like, it parallels to something I bring up when I talk about UBI a lot. You know, like looking at ways that we can value, you know, the role of women in the house. Because the problem is we kind of rigged this against traditional society from the start. And of course, this is just my worldview, but women who stay
keep
at
going,
home,
Nick Fuentes. You're good.
women who stay at home have absolutely no worth to, you know, like the rest of the economy, right? Like they don't get paid. They have no input that they can provide, you know, monetarily. Sure, they can like homeschool kids or they provide some value to the household, but that can't be like actualized in terms of be like spending power, purchasing power. And I think if we reorganize society in such a way that that is actually valued, and I think the UBI does that in some way
See,
because
so there's-
women are now making money
there's a
at
little,
home.
There's a funny little trick when people talk about. I don't. To me personally, like I'm like the most hardcore libertarian ever. So like the
Oof.
Christian conservative like view. I'm an anarchist. I'm an ANCAP.
Oof.
I'm a right wing anarchist. But anyways,
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I don't care.
Oof.
I don't care if it's a woman or a guy at the house. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. But the thing is that when one parent is at the house, right? And let's say they're working, pick however long you want them to work, right? They obviously are probably not working a full-time job if they're also educating the children in homeschool. And so let's say the average is 15 hours, right? Because most will choose not to work at all, and some will work part-time jobs. Well, the thing is that when you take that much of the labor market out of the labor market, what you've done is you've reduced the supply of labor, right? To the economy. And so if there's a reduction in the supply of labor, it means there's less of a workforce available to work at companies. So if companies want to hire people, they have to be more competitive in their benefits, in their pricing, and everything. So the funny thing is that if you were to take, quote, women out of the workforce, right? Which what you would do is you would increase everyone that is still working. You would increase their wages significantly. You would increase their benefits. And so the actual reduction of household income would be less drastic than people actually think it is. I mean,
True.
I mean, the only way that you could change that system, right, is if you had enough of a flood of immigration to compensate for the people leaving the workforce.
Yeah.
And then, you get to where we are now, which is that we flood the workforce with immigration, and because there's always people who will take a job for cheaper, for the most part, bar some of the sectors of the economy that immigrants typically don't enter, or the majority of immigrants don't enter, then you're going to have, replaceable people. And then those people can't really fight for higher wages by bargaining with employers, and they have to resort to things like a federal $15 minimum wage or anything like that, when that isn't really the way it should be done.
That's
I'm
my
with
position.
you. I'm with you. But in order to abolish the minimum wage, we have to stop immigration, because we need to put the bargaining power back in the hands of the employee, of the worker.
No. See, you could do the exact opposite. The problem is that, like Milton Friedman said, right? You can either have welfare state or you can have open borders, but you can't have both. Right? So if you got rid of the welfare state, there would be no problem with leaving the floodgates open from an economics perspective. I'm not going to talk about culture, not talking about voting, just isolating just economics right now, right?
Okay.
Just economic perspective. The fact of the matter is with minimum wage and with welfare the way it is, if you bring in a bunch of immigration, right, what they're doing is they're competing against Americans for jobs. Yes. But if you got rid of welfare and you got rid of minimum wage, what you would have is you would have factories near the southern border that would love to take advantage of workers that want to work for $4 or $5 an hour. And they would create manufacturing jobs near the southern border to take advantage of a southern population coming from South America that wants to immigrate into America. And the thing is that even though those are what you might consider American jobs, there's still high skill, high wage labor jobs that are created there. Because if you build a factory,
are they high skill?
Well, no. So not the factory like line worker, but the engineer, the construction jobs that need to be utilized to build it, the project manager.
Jobs are high skill?
Well, some of them are.
Yeah,
if you're doubting it that much, you've never been on a fucking construction site, right?
I haven't been on a construction site.
I'm just saying there's a lot of easy to do jobs there, and there's a lot of jobs that obviously require a lot of skill.
Okay, but which do you think there's a higher amount of? The easy jobs that just require, manual labor, or the ones that are going to require engineering and like the brains behind it?
Absolutely low skill, low wage labor. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more of those jobs, right? So a lot of the times people will say things that are technically correct, which is like, yeah, you're going to have more high skilled jobs, but it's like, yeah, but to how many people? And then the question is, if you've created that society at the southern border where, say a lot of the immigrants are doing these jobs for like $4 or $5 an hour, and then like the more traditional American stock are doing the jobs that are more high skill and more high wage, you're having those people live in what is basically just like, I don't know, it's like a Section 8 city pretty much, and they're just there because the wages are high. But then the question is, who would want to live there?
Right.
Who would want to live there though?
Exactly, because there's no welfare state there. So if they don't have the ability to at least have one of their, so if you've got a husband and a wife, right, and let's say the husband has high skill, or let's say it's the wife. The wife speaks fluent English.
I prefer the husband.
Well, no, I know. I'm going to flip it on the side, right?
This might be a good thing for us to discuss. That's
why we're discussing it.
Yeah,
we're just waiting. Might be a good thing to write down for your next stream, Stardust.
Hear me out. So let's say the wife, right, is like a former, I'm going to use the most evil high skill thing I can imagine for you right now. She's a former,
she's a bank.
She's a former news journalist in politics. And is fluent in English and in Spanish, right? Perfectly fluent. And the husband, low skill, low wage, right? They move across the border. Now, individually, the woman can probably find a decent job in America and immigrate financially somewhat successfully on her own, right? But the husband would not be able to do that. So if the husband moves by himself to work in that factory, eventually without welfare, unless he's able to gain skills and able to learn English quickly and able to like learn some type of trade, he's not going to be able to survive in America any better than he did in whatever South American country he was from. But married to the woman, that might be different. And so what I'm saying is that when you get rid of the social safety net, the economic conditions of the ground balance themselves out, because you can't have economic migration if you don't have the social safety net that incentivizes economic migration. At that point, they're just moving for better jobs. And if the better jobs are there and the standard of living is there, then fuck them, let them live there. And if it's not better,
well, I disagree kind of with the last bit about like, well, then just let them live there if the better jobs are there. I mean, we could, in this hypothetical scenario, totally take out the welfare state, and people would still be undermining the bargaining power of the American worker by coming from a place where the standard of living is worse, right? So the social safety net in Mexico probably isn't very expansive, and if they come to the United States, they're probably doing it to get a job for however much money more than they're getting in Mexico. I don't think they're coming solely because of the safety net. And then, then we get to this reality where, sure, Mexican immigrants don't have the safety net, which I think is, a good thing. If we took away the safety net, I'm sure some immigration would decrease because many immigrants, I forget the percentage, but many immigrants use the social safety net and don't contribute a net benefit to the economy. If you take away the social safety net,
depends on how you measure it, but yeah.
Yeah, you're still going to have those immigrants doing those $4 or $5 jobs, and they're going to be happy doing that because that's a lot more than they got paid back in Mexico. So the American worker still loses out.
How does the American worker lose out in the situation that you just described?
Because he doesn't want to get $4 or $5 an hour because he's used to getting a lot better. Okay, well, so here's the thing.
Right, but here's the thing.
No. You've created a problem, and then you've said that the American workers should just get over it, right?
No, I didn't create any problem. What problem did I create?
Okay, so an American worker is working a job down at the border. Immigrants flood the border, and then they start doing that job for a lot cheaper. And now you're telling the American to either do the job for as cheap as the immigrant or to get over it.
No. I didn't say that what I'm talking about, right, is that the destruction of the minimum wage and the social safety net would bring jobs in manufacturing from third world countries and developing nations back to America, because we would have the ability to use the same low skill, low wage labor that they're using in other nations. So for example,
yeah. So for example, we're basically going to like create Indonesia and Taiwan just at like the southern border.
But when you
that's kind of based.
But when you have a market between all of these things, right? Everybody's winning in this scenario. Everybody's winning.
Except for like Texas, but they want us to see it anyway, right?
Right, you know what I mean? So fuck them.
I don't know about that. I love Texas.
But no, the idea is that you have a lot of manufacturing that's been shipped over to really problematic places, right? Like look at Taiwan. There's a lot of stuff happening in Taiwan, and what do you have? Like, so many places have their foundries set in Taiwan, and that the moment the political situation changes against that favor and Beijing decides to go into Taiwan, like say goodbye to AMD. AMD's gone. Right? You only have Intel at this point because at least they have foundries in America, Germany, and Israel. But they don't have, and they have something in Taiwan. But the fact of the matter is AMD completely is dependent upon the Taiwanese economy in order to meaningfully compete with Intel. Right? This is just one of a massive amount of examples of manufacturing bases that are set in Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, different places in China, etc. But why do they go there? Well, the reason they go there is that the American worker is too valuable, because the skills that the American worker and the productivity that the American worker has is more than that of Asia. But they don't need that level of skill or productivity that they need that is required to do these simple tasks. There's a reason that China they don't build or design chips like they do in Germany. They just assemble them. It's grunt work that any dumbass could do. And the reason they can't do that in America is because of the tax structure and because of the minimum wage. But if we didn't have that same tax structure, that social safety net and minimum wage, we could pay South Americans that want to come to America $3 and $4 an hour to do those same jobs. And when that factory gets built, that means engineers' jobs get created in America. That means there's janitorial jobs that might be like $8 or $9 an hour. There's the mechanics jobs, right? There's the HR representative that's probably some SJW to make sure that, like, you know, people aren't saying racist things against Hispanics or whatever. But like, regardless, there are high skill, high wage labor jobs that we have shipped overseas because the preponderance of those jobs are low skill, low wage. And this is actually a net benefit for the American people.
I'll say something to that in just a second. I think Flamenco was going to jump in. I also need to read some super chats.
Yeah,
so
I'm just dealing
with like a shit ton of spam bots right now.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
That's not good. Yeah, so we're it's kind of more like a casual but blood sportsy kind of thing. So yeah, this is definitely a great start, guys. So you're getting spam botted, Flamenco?
Yeah, I've got like some guy named Upchucks that really wants people to subscribe to him. Has like made 60 accounts to spam it in my chat, so I had to turn on like a 2-hour subscriber only mode.
Oh no. My chat is telling me that because of an ANCAP that I should let Kai know that that I want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. What do you think, Stardust? While he's muted, while he's deafened.
Yeah, that would be a good meme. I think you should do it.
He's like completely unaware of what's occurring right now. It's beautiful.
Heaven knows where this went wrong.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Oh my god.
I figured
My Pretzel Rocks won't stop playing Christian music. It's really weird. Like out of nowhere today. Out of nowhere today, it's just like, my brother in Christ, the music is with you.
Is anybody talking?
Oh yeah. So my chat wants me to tell you that because of an ANCAP that I also want to repeal the Civil Rights Act, and then we'll just amazing.
Put it right there.
We'll just be friends. Then we'll just immediately be friends.
I just won't ask you about like social issues. We'll just talk about stuff that we kind of agree on, right? So
yeah, of course.
That's
in the middle of a debate where we're talking about religion and birth rates, we won't talk about social issues.
No, yeah. That's. I'm interested. Well, what kind of ANCAP are you? Are you like more Hoppian, or where do you put yourself? Because Hoppians are pretty cool. I get along with those guys better than the rest of the libertarian crowd.
Okay, so I'm an ANCAP, right? So to say anything disrespectful of Hoppe, Rothbard, or Mises would be a horrible sin. It just depends on the issue. Sometimes I'm Hoppian, sometimes I'm Rothbardian.
What's your? Are you Hoppian on gay marriage?
What is Hoppe's stance on gay marriage? I don't actually know that one.
Probably. What is it? Forced removal? What did he call that?
Oh my god, I would need chat. Help me out. Which of you knows what Hoppe's stance is on gay marriage? I'll tell you my actual stance as opposed to what Hoppe is. The government has no fucking business being involved about gay marriage. They have no business being involved in marriage in general. There should be no tax incentive or structure or government involvement in marriage. The entire fucking problem was created because the government created the institution of marriage as being married to the state in terms of taxation. And then they forced themselves to legitimize gay marriage as an institution, because to not do so would be to violate the civil rights of the LGBT community. They never would have been involved in the first place. They could have kept everyone could have kept whatever ideas they have about marriage together. Churches could have kept on marrying only single people. And, your utilitarian, church down the street that has like a BLM flag and like mostly what they do is protest.
I think Satanist
instead of fucking,
is supposed to be there.
Instead of fucking, I'm not a big Christian, but whatever fucking, you know what I mean? Like talking about the fucking, the Christianity as it ties to Beyonce or whatever dumb shit. They could have kept marrying gay people. and everyone would have been fucking happy and living their own goddamn lives. But instead, the government had to say, oh, gay people, if you're married, you still have to testify in court against your spouse. You're not allowed to see them in the hospitals. You don't get the tax break. And like those privileges that they granted from a government perspective is what caused the entire political fiasco to begin with, so that we could all argue about wedge issues and not talk about like some of the really serious shit. Like, I don't know, our government bombing people randomly all the fucking time. Or like corporations.
The ATF shooting 60,000 dogs a year.
Right,
I know
you know
these
what I'm saying?
statistics.
You know what
I
I'm
used to be
saying?
a libertarian. I know these statistics.
You
but
used
I think,
to. What do you, how old are you?
I'm 19 now.
Okay,
so when I
so
was like 15,
shut the
16,
fuck up.
I was a libertarian.
Shut
I was a
the fuck
minarchist.
up. I used to be a socialist when I was 15 or 16. Like, all right. we were all dummies at that age.
Yeah, no, I certainly was a dummy for being a minarchist. I certainly was
You're
a
right.
dummy.
You should have just
Been an
followed
ANCAP,
through
yeah.
the conclusion, and you'd be an ANCAP.
I don't know. Hoppian's probably the only thing I should have been. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like if you were a full-blown Hoppian with like your current cultural values, like you'd be wearing a crown, being like, "Bring back the monarchy." Like I'm just like I'm good.
What is it? Monarchy, aristocracy, democracy. What's the book?
Democracy,
that
the
Hopper
God
wrote?
that failed.
Yeah, but then he has another one, right, where it's like
Dude,
monarchy.
he wrote a bunch of shit, and like some of them are books, but really they're long articles.
Yeah. Yeah, from aristocracy to monarchy to democracy is what he said. Yeah, but anyways, see.
So we were correct. Poll chat. We did a chat poll in our tiny little community of people that decided to come over from Twitch for our first YouTube live stream, and we were indeed correct that Destiny would be more than a half hour late.
Based, yeah. If I was a betting man, I think I'd
I mean,
wager
he's
quite a
running.
bit.
He's running his way over here. He's got those tiny little legs. It's gonna take him a little bit.
It's the Hispanic in him.
Dude,
you
I
know?
like.
You
I
just-
want
you
to do
can't
a
help
one.
but be
I
like-
want to do a 1v1 with Destiny, just because I feel like our height difference would make so many memes in and of itself.
Well, how tall is Destiny, and how tall are you? I'm guessing you're 6'2".
6'5". And
Damn.
Destiny's like what, like
You're
5'7"
first on the
or something?
chopping block, dude. How tall's your wife?
My wife? I don't have a wife. Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Wait. So, are you saying that you are homosexual or that you got divorced?
Really? You really?
Just
Well,
wondering.
he said he
I
had
got divorced.
kids, so I'm guess divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just, hey, you know who else said they had kids? Jangles. And Jangles happens to fall
Wait,
in the
did Jangles really
former-
say he had kids?
Or that he's getting them? I don't know. I think he's
No.
doing the rent-a-room
No,
thing
I
or
have,
something.
no, I have Brenda.
You have biological kids. Your kids
Bio-
are your own.
I
I
have, I have a biological son and a biological daughter. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's honestly like the best combo. Is your son older?
Yes.
Okay, see, this is literally how it's meant to go. Unless, you know, you should honestly have more than 2 children, in my opinion, for like birth rates and whatnot.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. We have a whole debate topic.
But hey, anyway, I think
We
it's
do
good. You
have a
got to
whole
have the
debate
older
topic.
son. You got to have the older son and the younger daughter, so that
You know,
if you do have daughters, if you're punished with daughter,
Unless you're really in support of like CRISPR and shit, I don't think you
No,
really get
CRISPR's
that much.
evil.
I don't think you
I
get
hate
that much of a choice. I think you
I
just
hate
kind of
CRISPR.
it just happens. bro.
Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true.
You just keep on
there
trying.
There are methods that will ensure
my
that you
God.
have
That is
boys.
not true. That's
I have
not true.
researched.
What?
No, I've researched this. You need to.
I'm
you need
doubting
to have
all of
sex.
your research
No,
methods
no.
at
You
this
have
point.
to have sex in order in colder
Research,
climates.
no,
in
research
colder
is
climates, because
research
male
is not
sperm
supposed to
survive
be
more.
done with one hand on the keyboard.
Hello?
Oh yeah. But hey, anyway, there are methods.
Where's our
There are
fifth?
methods.
Hello?
Did someone drop out?
Apparently,
No,
Destiny's
Destiny
here.
dropped in.
No, wasn't
He's
there supposed to
not
be
saying anything.
There
PPP
was-
777?
Yeah, that he
may or may not
said
be
we
coming.
talked earlier in the week, and he said he might be able to pop on, but I haven't heard from him since. So
Yeah, it would be awesome if PPP were here. That would make me so happy.
Is that a little bit of sarcasm I hear?
That's a lot of sarcasm. That would I would probably lose it.
PPP
Hello?
has a big
Hello.
chip on his shoulder with like most of the cozy people.
We're doing this.
yeah. Well, he was messaging me like he was down for it and stuff, but But you know, I'm very like
You
you
probably
guys
couldn't
know.
walk over to the keyboard.
Hey,
I messaging people very insistently. Are you still
Pause.
good? Are you for
Pause.
this?
Is Mr. Girl going to be on this panel?
Mr. Girl's already on this panel.
All right, cool. Well, you guys have a good one. I'm out. I'm not going to support this sick piece of shit, and I'll never do an interview, and I'll never do a panel with them. You got to let me know who's actually on stage.
It would actually be me supporting you,
Yeah,
you little
got
bitch.
it. All right, y'all have
So
a
you're
good one.
genuine?
Yeah.
Wait,
well,
is
I don't
this
even know
wait,
who
hold
you
on?
are.
if you
Wait, is
need
this
any-
really happening?
Oh yeah,
Wait,
no.
what?
Who are
Fuck
you?
Mr. Girl. Peace out.
Can I?
What's up, boys? Yeah, no, dude, I'm not doing that. You there, Mark? Or are you in like a hello? Oh, you're in a fucking strike on Destiny, you piece of shit. Oh, fuck, that's hilarious. Ask Flamenco what him and PPP talked about yesterday. I have no idea.
Well, you were supposed to be on a panel tonight.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on a panel, but I'm not doing a fucking panel with Mr. Girl. Like, I have standards. I don't fucking, like, I'm not here to have a conversation with a pedo apologizer about birth rates. Like, you know, whatever. Like, this is gonna be an interesting fucking thing come tomorrow when we're fucking on Twitch. Fucking, I have no idea who that was, but I'm sure it was warranted. Yeah, I mean, I would say research Mr. Girl at your own risk. That's what I would say. Where the fuck? Oh, here we go. Sorry. Other screen. Yeah, no, I mean, like, this person wasn't in any way, shape, or form in the Supernova stuff, so. I mean, like, you kind of can't, like, put on a surprise guest of, I mean, it would have been fun to, I mean, like, I took a ton of notes. Like, really good substantive notes. I did a ton of research. Like, this wasn't like a oh, I was just gonna dip out thing, right? Like, I have a ton of notes on like what I thought about the topics, what I was gonna do about the topics, but like, I don't talk about Mr. Girl on stream. I don't continue that conversation. You know, it's not acceptable. I mean, you have your free speech, you go do your talking and stuff, and I mean, like, you have fun with that, but like, I'm not gonna, bro, why such a coward? I'm not a coward. Like, I'm just not gonna fucking platform or talk to people that utterly fucking disgust me.
You could just talk about the topics, though, if you'd like, since you took all those notes.
I mean, I took those notes in preparation for a debate. I don't really see the point in like going over all of the talking points I would have had, because many of them were kind of designed to be counters to other talking points and stuff. It's like my debate notes are very different.
Fair enough.
How am I a beta? Because I'm just not gonna fucking engage in that. What's my issue with Mr. Girl? I mean, just Google their name. Is he like Vosh? No, he's way worse than Vosh. No, it's just, I don't want my fucking face on a fucking, like on every other Twitch streamer, like fucking having like a substantive, like kind of back and forth conversation, or like finding myself agreeing with this person on a panel. Like, cause I mean, like, you know, it's Stardust's first panel. There's going to be like a lot of reaction channels and stuff. Like, I'm not going to support someone that is an apologist for pedophilia as someone who's a fucking a victim of that shit. Like, I'm not gonna support that in any way, shape, or form. Right? There's no positive way to debate this person other than to just engage in helping them grow more and more and more. Right? He's not a pedo apologizer. He just has empathy for people with mental disorders. Yeah, I went to school for counseling, right? You can have empathy for people with mental disorders without being a fucking pedo apologizer. doesn't respect liberty. Disappointing. What did I say that is against liberty? I said I'm not going to put my face with this person. I'm not going to support this person. I'm not going to be involved with this person. It's freedom of association. Like, it's not like I was silencing his speech. You know what I mean? Like, he'll have fun on the panel. He'll have fun talking to Destiny. He'll have fun, you know, milking that Destiny clout, you know? Just saving face? No, I'm not saving face. Like, I'm not talking to this disgusting piece of shit. I have no desire to have my brand associated with them. I have no desire to be involved with them. I have no desire to have any conversation other than go fuck yourself. It's really that simple. I'm with you on that. Just a shame you made the effort for the debate. No, it's not a shame. I'm sure. I mean, I keep all my notes. Like, I'm sure at some point people will want to talk about the birth rates or, you know, religion and in politics in terms of, like, you know, how religious are our leaders type of situation. Plenty of people will. I mean, the first topic, I really didn't need to do any research. Just kind of wrote down my talking points, but. Yeah, I think it's weird. Right. I think it's kind of funny that people are like, fuck you. You won't talk to Mr. Girl? What a piece of shit. Like I'm somehow like against liberty or freedom or like freedom of speech just because I'm not going to do that. You chickened out, own your cowardice. You don't even... You're choosing to slander the guy is a clear indication you have not actually seen any of his content. I'm not chickening out. I don't want to support this person. There's plenty of people that I've debated. There's plenty of there's plenty of things that I'm willing to debate in terms of issues. I mean, like, my first YouTube video is about like comparing narcissistic personality disorder and covert narcissistic personality disorder and its comorbidity with gender dysphoria and gender identity disorder. I have obviously no problem touching the fucking hot topics. Like, I'm just not going to be a part of anything that this person's associated with. I don't want to associate with this person. I don't want to be involved with this person. I don't want to have a friendly conversation with this person. At Smaggle, what is it? I'm surprised that people are offended. Yeah, people, I mean, because you know what? Before we dip out for today, let's watch Andrew from the Crucibles video about what Twitch politics is. If there was no more proof that Twitch politics is exactly what he says it is, then it was just this exact scenario itself. Where's the Crucible? Where's that?
All right, finally finished that strike.
All right, here we go. This is all the proof that you need. All right, that this video is indeed true.
Phonies and welcome to Twitch Politics.
I'm gonna share it with you so we can talk about it as it happens. Oh, this is great. Andrew's DMing me saying I should go back on the panel and confront Mr. Girl. No, I already made my stance clear. There's no like back tracing to go confront this person. Like, it'll be enough of a thing anyways, because everyone will fucking react to it. Because it's Supernova. It's their first fucking panel.
All right, and likely shit on you.
Right, and fuck them. Let them shit on me. I don't care. They'll be shitting on someone that actually has standards. I'm not having a fucking substantive conversation with them.
A place for communists, coomers, idiots, phonies, and grifters. Right now, you may be foolishly thinking that a place called Politics would be covering the latest breaking news and giving commentary and context to it in order to better inform you of what's going on in the world. Well, you are fucking wrong.
What is this, Andrew? Why would you think that what you were doing was morally wrong and needed to seek help instead of wanting to change the law? I don't even know what that question means. I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to reformulate it so that I can read it.
And it's none of that. So what the hell is this place anyways? What is Twitch politics? And how does it work? Well, first, it's important to understand that Twitch political commentators are, for the most part, absolutely brain dead. Their stupidity only being dwarfed by their worldly inexperience.
He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
Because almost no Twitch political commentator knows anything at all about politics, government.
I do think it's funny that Destiny was like surprised that this was happening. Like, you brought on one of the most controversial figures in all of YouTube and Twitch, and then someone was like, nah, fuck you, I don't want to associate with this person. And then you're like, what? Is this happening? It's like, dude, you helped create this monster. Like, this is a part of your doing so that you could get fucking controversial clicks. And like, you're surprised that anybody won't do anything for a fucking dollar? Like, Destiny's just as fucking gross as fucking Mr. Girl is, because he fucking helped prop this person up and allow them to get a ton of views in the fucking Twitch space as they moved over from fucking YouTube, and then like made it so that everyone wanted to talk to Mr. Girl and do interviews. Like, it's fucking gross, and you know it's gross, but well, maybe you don't know it's gross because, you know, it's fucking Destiny we're talking about.
Commentator knows anything at all about politics, government, the political processes of the United States, or even how to take care of their own basic needs in this world, they turn to a different factor in order to generate traffic to their various channels. Drama, or an
Exactly. Like, we had a really good debate panel set up, right? We had a wonderful debate panel set up with really good topics. And then this other person, oh no, see, we talked to them some other time or whatever. You know, we you know, and then it's like, okay, this is kind of sus. We're missing somebody in the panel. And then all of a sudden we bring in Mr. Girl. And it's the surprise of Mr. Girl being there and the drama to see how people might react to it. It's fucking gross. It's fucking gross that people can't have like a substantive debate on issues with people that aren't fucking I hope that Mr. Girl makes up the shit that they make up. And that they're not like actually someone that has like sympathy for fucking pedophiles. Ugh, gross. So gross. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about it.
Drama, or in other words,
said last username might join the panel. Let him.
To generate traffic to their various channels. Drama, or in other words, interpersonal conflict, designed specifically.
Hold on, pause. Did you just say now we're having the gay marriage debate all over again?
He's having another conversation. Remember, he's talking to someone in chat. It's not always at you.
To provide their audience with a sense of outrage and
I'm sorry. I'm pissed right now.
Feeling
that's why I cut in.
The more outrage they cause, the more interpersonal conflict they create.
It's kind of cute, but I don't like those mom jeans.
Yo, mom jeans are great.
What's clout, you ask?
On a mom.
It's a bullshit, made up, nonsense term for the terminally online.
See, he should have put pictures of the US dollar or like some other fiat currency.
Yeah, gold. It's the gold standard, though. I get what he's kind of saying.
About as the gold standard of like Twitch politics.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
work
good.
Either way.
All right, I'm copying this and putting this in chat for the record, also. And then yeah, here you go, boys. Just want to make sure that's in there as well. You should definitely check it out. It's great. He's got other great content, tons of great debate content, and does wonderful moderation and talks about everything. And guarantee you, if you go on here, that you're not going to have someone surprise bring in some controversial piece of shit.
For the terminally online. Essentially, it's a non-exact math equation that adds all of your social media following together with your average amount of live viewers in order to determine your status as a creator on the internet. Since the purpose of creating conflict is to drive views and followers to various social media and creator channels, the real purpose is actually to create clout. So, what can you do with clout? Essentially, you can spend it to entice other people with a large following into conflict-based situations in hopes your viewers and theirs will follow you, thus
It works. It works so well.
He describes the entire business model perfectly. It happens every time. It's like what made Stardust big, right? Stardust is a smaller streamer than me, than where I am now in terms of Twitch, right? when she got big. What did she do? She caused a bunch of fucking drama. It's what every single one of them does to get big is make a massive amount of fucking drama and like bitch about it and like dig their toes, their heels into the sand and be like, no, fuck you, and like cause shit so that all these communities get in an uproar, and then every other streamer wants to react to the drama, and then everyone like picks a battle line in the drama so they can argue with other people, and when they pick you on one side of the drama, they come to your channel and they're like, yeah, you tell them. But they're fair weather friends. It's not building a real fucking community. And so while I think this model works and it does make people successful, I think you have to capitalize in this and make a community, because if you don't, it'll all go away and eventually it'll blow up in your face.
It's creating even more clout. The goal of the entire system is to create walking viewer wallets whose only job is to watch the creator and send them as much money as the creator can get from them. It's a system of manipulation, backdoor dealing, phony conflict, and grifting. None of it has anything to do with politics.
Dude, I love the music that he put in the background and like the slow transitions. It works perfectly.
At all. So now that we know what Twitch is, how do you, a regular person just starting out, get big on Twitch politics? Well, the answer
I need to know.
Are easier than you might think, and
What do I
pretty
do,
much
Big
anybody
Papa?
can do them,
What do I do,
and
Big
there
Papa
are multiple
Fascist?
ways to get there. First, the easiest way is to
Dude, why do you think people in sales have this special power? What are you talking about? I wonder if he works in sales. He's so good at understanding people. Like, bro, salesmen are not that fucking good at understanding people.
First, the easiest way is to be a hot chick with big breasts. Don't worry about your political takes. Nobody will.
He's so fucking
I feel like he wanted to put one person up there.
Yeah, but he had to
One
keep within
very
TOS.
specific person.
Yeah.
To be a hot chick with big breasts. Don't worry about your
I think
political
we're
takes.
thinking of the same person.
Nobody will care about them
Probably.
anyways. But make sure to wear something low cut and be very promiscuous or seemingly available. The desperate, terminally online community is
chat.
mostly male.
What's that?
Is this what you want, chat?
Is this what you want? Is this what you want, chat?
And will reward you with handfuls of money at the slightest chance you acknowledge their presence.
Hold on. I see your point there, but you seriously can't pretend that your exit was justified or logical and not just an emotional freakout. How? Like, I had a debate panel scheduled. I knew who the people were in the panel. I agreed to do a debate with these people. And then you brought on someone that I have in the past said multiple times, I will not associate with this person. That I cannot associate with this person because they're so morally different than me that I will not speak with them and I will not engage in them hopping around from stream to panel in trying to make them like consistently blow up with their disgusting views. I said I would never do it. Stardust probably knows that I said that I would never do it. And I don't know whether or not she did this on purpose, right? But there's this other person that's supposed to be there and they're not there, and then we just bring in somebody that I didn't agree to have a discussion with, someone that I didn't agree to be on a panel with, and somebody whom I said I would never do a panel with and I would never have a talk with. Like I mean, what did I say that was so bad except that they were a disgusting piece of shit? That's like that's just descriptive. Like they support pedophilia in multiple ways and then try and act like they don't, because really I'm just advocating for, like, you know, acceptance and destigmatization so that we can work on, like, you know, so that those people can come forward and so that we can help them. And like, it's not their fault that they have this paraphilic disorder. No, that's not the answer. That's not the solution. And I'm not going to listen to this person try and muddy the fucking waters so that we can have more fucking pedophilia in this country. That's not the way to go.
Second, have sex with destiny. Chances are, if you are a crazy bitch.
Interesting.
I fucking love it.
Second, have sex with destiny. Chances are, if you are a crazy bitch with absolutely no moral values whatsoever and will do literally anything for a tiny amount of fame and even less cash, you can try your hand at the Destiny option. Destiny, a famous Twitch political streamer, may indeed propel you to some degree of terminally online fame with
I just love the subtle derision through this whole thing. Like it's barely masked in his voice. Like he's doing the just like fuck, what are they called? Public service announcement kind of tone.
Right.
But like it's there. It's palpable.
Right. And I also love that like he probably was planning this, and then Destiny got banned off of YouTube, and he's like, "Fuck."
That's what I thought as soon as I saw this part.
Send a DM.
Oh, shit.
It will probably work. Note, Destiny
It will
has
probably
recently been
work.
banned
It's like it will probably work.
from Twitch by the outraged Twitch mob that he helped create. But don't worry, you can still try your hand at having sex with him to be a YouTube star instead. Third,
the money
worry
is,
about your
baby.
Yeah, I mean, apparently YouTube is fairly good. I'm surprised we got anybody over here. I just assumed we would be talking to like one or two people, but like we got up to like 23, I think was the highest we got up to.
I didn't see that number, but
I saw it on
I'm
my
not
OBS. We got up to 23 for like just once.
Mine updates weird. It's not
Mhm.
like
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. I mean it was, we might have to occasionally do the occasional YouTube stream. It should be fun.
political takes being correct, but have over-the-top, terrible political takes designed to be as offensive as possible. This will fire up the cancel culture mob and start shitloads of drama, which you can capitalize
Does it
on
take it
for
doobie?
views and clout. Fourth, be willing to do literally anything for a tiny amount of fame. Nobody on the street will ever recognize you, and outside of the small terminally online communities, you will just be another nobody like every.
And I fucking love that too. Like that he's just pointing out like no one will ever. I did get recognized. It was awkward. Someone just told
I'm
me
just
I
loving
was a
all
piece
the
of shit.
I'm just loving watching all the words pop up. Sell your
everybody
soul,
else.
sell out,
The good
lie.
news is, later in life, when people vet you for important things like jobs and high-ranking positions, they can go back and look at your crazy fucking antics and your willingness to do anything for attention.
That is so
It usually
true.
works out well for people. Fifth, don't be
It's gonna be
yourself,
interesting to see what
and
happens.
don't be original. Being original is penalized.
Nah, we're
on
making.
Twitch
Nah, we're making it, baby. Like we don't have to worry about that.
politics, and so is being normal. Make sure to at least pretend to be a homosexual or transgender person, even if you aren't. This will provide some degree of protection for the insane shit you say, and will also draw the lunatics to you like flies. To wrap up this video, be sure to have absolutely no morals, standards, intelligence, or charisma. Bake instead on being outrageous and a lunatic. The rewards will be few, and your mental health will be assaulted daily. But you want to be a star, don't you?
I do. All right. So what I determined earlier is that the best thing to do is what I need to do is I need to proposition Destiny to tell everybody that we had sex, so that I can be shielded as a gay person, or at least bisexual. Sorry, and sleep with Destiny. But then also we can make drama from it and say that I said a bunch of hurtful things about Melina. Right? And then we can get the lies, we can get the doing anything for money, we can get the gay, the LGBT shield, we can get the having sex with Destiny. We can get them all knocked out in one. The only thing I'm missing at that point is big tits. And I'm telling you boys, like, let me keep eating Cheetos. I'm working on this B cup.
You don't eat Cheetos.
I really don't eat Cheetos. All right, so not a very long stream, but I didn't plan a bunch of content for after this. I don't feel like streaming much more. We are going to probably wrap up here. It's not Twitch, so there's nobody to raid. I appreciate people for being here, and I'm sorry that I couldn't get you guys on a panel. It is what it is. Just rename the title and throw this shit in the Drama Chronicles, and see you guys on Monday. I'll be talking to Sansol about some tweets, and I'll be doing an interview with on the Kevin Allen show, which is a like a right-wing paleo libertarian kind of fucking conservative, more conservative leaning than paleo lib, I think. And we'll hop out of here. What's up, Casimir? Did you want to say something?
Yes, absolutely.
What's up?
So I don't know if I can discuss this. Let me know if I need to stop.
If we're gonna talk, if we're gonna talk about Mr. Girl, I don't want to. I don't want to make this any bigger than it needs to be. I don't want to have a conversation about what a creepy piece of shit they are. I don't want to listen to their fucking music again, because I did once when they were first coming out, and I was like, holy shit, this is this ironic song,
Yes.
like trying to get people to feel sympathy for fucking pedos is like not okay. I just don't want to have any more. I'm kind of pissed at the ambush. I'm kind of pissed that it was set up this way, and that the lack of fucking respect from Stardust to say who's going to be on the panel, and at the very least, if it wasn't an ambush, the fact that she thought that there's something wrong or surprising about somebody reacting in some way because you brought on a fucking pedophile apologizer pisses me off. And like, I'm just not really in a mood to be entertaining, especially when I'm not on Twitch and I'm already kind of out of my comfort zone.
It's not exactly entertainment. There's a person in chat, and there's many people like him who listened to one of those songs, that's the one I Kill whatever, and they believe that song is anti the thing. But no,
it's not. It's designed to
one more
it's designed to make you feel bad for pedophiles getting killed.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's designed to create sympathy for people. And that's and you know, and look, I do have a certain sympathy. That being said, they're a danger to society and they should be locked away forever. Forever. You should never be allowed in society ever again. Will I go on to other Stardust's panels? If she fucking, DMs me later and says like, look, I didn't mean to do it like that. Like, I'll let you know ahead if we're going to have somebody like that on. That's fine. But if she just but I'm not going to reach out to her and be like, hey, I really want to come on further No. But if she hits me up and is like, dude, I didn't mean for it to go like that, then yeah, sure. I'll do a Stardust panel. And if they do something like that again, then I'll dip out at the beginning of the fucking panel. And next time I do a Stardust panel, I'll be prepared with additional content to do for you guys, so that if the panel falls through, we can move right into other content. That's my answer.
Well, once we end stream, I have some better news for you.
Okay, awesome.
Cheers.
All right, you have a good one, Casimir. And welcome to everybody to the shit show that was our first YouTube stream. That being said, it's not deterring me from YouTube at all. We will be back at some point, probably in a couple weeks or something. I think we might start doing a once a month YouTube kind of exclusive stream.
Is this where we should do serial killer night?
We might do serial killer night here. I don't know. I don't want it to be special streams.
Fair enough.
I don't want to do philosophy reading night or serial killer night here. We'll just do one of our generic news streams, and we'll do them here.
All right.
But we might try it out. We might do a serial killer night here and see how it goes, kind of thing. But y'all have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Like I said, again, tomorrow we're talking with Sansol at some point, and we are doing an interview at 7 p.m. on the Kevin Allen Show. So we'll go live a little bit early, 6:30. You have a good